The MLB is terrified of this.
A lot of people were wondering what it was going to be like if the Stros didn't win the division. I guess we'll never know.
What began as a middling summer of uneven performance has morphed into a full-blown charge that has every club in the American League squirming. After rattling off 5 consecutive victories, including a surprising, gut-wrenching sweep of the Houston Astros,
Jeremy Pena, the first rookie position player.
the Red Sox now find themselves perilously close to boasting the best record in the entire league. That kind of late-season charge doesn't happen by accident. It takes a perfect blend of breakout stars, veteran resurgence, managerial savvy, and a clubhouse that believes, with every fiber, that it can still grab a division crown. The transformation started quietly, almost imperceptibly. Midway through July, Boston's rotation was a patchwork of question marks. Erasable mistakes in the bullpen had produced more blown saves than anyone cared to count. The offense, once projected as a top 5 unit, sputtered through long stretches, failing to drive in runners in scoring position and struggling against left-handed pitching. Observers began to whisper that the trade deadline passed without a significant addition, and that perhaps the front office had missed its chance to bolster the roster.
You made almost 20 big league starts last year. Like, this was the first one this year. Like, how much have you been just waiting for an opportunity to get back on the start?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm most comfortable doing that. I also feel like, I can do any role almost to help the team win. Whatever they want from me, I'm open to do.
Then, almost overnight, things snapped into focus. It was Cooper Criswell's Friday night masterpiece that served as the spark plug. Prior to that outing, Criswell's name barely registered beyond the die-hard scouting circles. But on that evening, he painted the corners, carved out 8 strikeouts, and surrendered only a lone, harmless run. In doing so, he not only defied expectations, but offered a case study in how a young pitcher with newfound confidence can tilt the balance of series. His follow-up starts reinforced the belief that Boston's young arms could handle pressure on the biggest stage.
7 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, gave up the home run in the second inning to Christian Walker. That made it 1-0. Pena had 3 hits in the ball game. Altuve 0 for 3 with a walk. Sanchez in his Astros debut a couple of base hits. Correa back with the Astros 0 for 4 for Carlos Correa. Got booed like Altuve at Fenway Park. You don't expect anything different.
Complementing Criswell's rise was the surprising reemergence of a veteran starter whose first half had been a roller coaster of brilliant stretches and baffling hiccups. By rediscovering the sharp cutter and the bite-back slider, he rattled off back-to-back quality starts against playoff-bound opponents, including a shutout gem in Toronto. Suddenly, Boston's rotation, once written off as fragile, vaulted into the company of the league's upper echelon. The acquisition of a hard-throwing hurler at the deadline, a move dismissed by many pundits, has proven shrewd. His mid-season call-up now sports a sub-3 ERA and a strikeout-to-walk ratio that rivals the staff ace.
The Astros went from almost being no-hit by the Phillies and Rangers Forest to winning this game by a home run by Cooper Hummel. My name is Eric Eisenman with the Locked On Astros podcast. I'm in Spokane, Washington right now, and I couldn't stop watching this game.
With the rotation solidified, the bullpen also found its groove. 2 relievers who had traded control issues for a knack for getting out of jams have combined to shut down opponents in high-leverage situations. The closer, an established veteran signed to a 1-year deal in spring training, responded to a shaky July by zeroing in on his changeup and curveball, converting 6 straight save opportunities, including 4 against teams that routinely threaten late-inning comebacks. That string of shutouts in the 9th has become a rallying cry. Lock it down, Sox, fans chant, and the players have answered with ruthless efficiency. Yet pitching alone does not win 9 innings. Boston's offense, a unit long criticized for inconsistency, began to hum at exactly the right moment. In that defining 6-1 victory over Framber Valdez, the Red Sox displayed a blueprint for success. They attacked his fastball early, fouled off pitches out of the zone to work deep counts, and pounced on a mistake in the 3rd inning to break the game open. A right-handed power hitter who had struggled to find traction all season collected 2 doubles, sparking a rally that chased Framber Valdez before the 5th inning. That performance crystallized a shift in approach. No longer willing to chase breaking balls out of the zone, reducible swing decisions to the most hittable sections of the plate.
Third, and a fly ball to center field, that will end it. McCormick goes all the way back, it's over his head on the warning track. Roman Anthony's first career walk-off hit helps the Red Sox beat the Astros in Boston.
At the center of this offensive revival are two names that have become synonymous with Boston's championship pedigree and its future promise. First is Roman Anthony, a 21-year-old rookie whose scouting report once labeled him as a projectable bat with speed. After a slow start to the season, Anthony has caught fire with a consistency rarely seen from a first-year player. Over his last 30 contests, he has hit north of .340, drawn walks in nearly 15% of his plate appearances, and slugged close to .550. That combination of contact, patience, and power has vaulted him into discussions of Rookie of the Year, a conversation few foresaw when the season began. Anthony's fearless base stealing, he swiped 12 bags without being caught, has added a dimension to the lineup that opponents struggle to contain. If Anthony embodies the trajectory of Boston's future, then Trevor Story represents its heart. Signed to a lucrative, multi-year deal that raised eyebrows at the time, Story endured an uneven slate of injuries and slumps over the first half. He rebounded on June 1st, however, and never looked back. Since then, he's flirted with a .300 average, driven in nearly 50 runs, and posted an OPS approaching .900. His 18 stolen bases, achieved without a single caught stealing, showcase both his speed and savvy. Beyond the statistics, Story's clubhouse presence and vocal leadership have galvanized teammates, turning what was a segmented roster into a cohesive unit that rallies around each other in tight spots.
And a fly ball to center field, that will end it. McCormick goes all the way back, it's over his head, and Anthony's first career walk-off hit helps the Red Sox beat the Astros in Boston.
These individual surges are bolstered by unsung heroes. A switch-hitting infielder, acquired via trade in April, has provided clutch defense up the middle and timely hits off the bench. The backup catcher has delivered 2 game-winning hits in pinch-hit situations, silencing opposing stadiums at the most opportune moments. Even role players, those tasked with a handful of at-bats each series, have contributed, grinding out at least 1 extra base hit or key defensive play per series. It is this depth that has allowed the Red Sox to maintain their hot streak despite off days for stars or nagging injuries that would have derailed lesser teams. The impact of this collective performance is evident in the standings. As of the end of last week, Boston holds a 2.5-game lead on the second wildcard position, giving them breathing room but certainly nothing to rest on. More tantalizing is their proximity to the American League East crown, just 3.5 games behind the division leaders, a pair of clubs in Toronto and Detroit both receiving plaudits for mid-season surges of their own. That tight race sets the stage for a September slugfest, with division matchups often determining playoff seeding more decisively than October heroics. Boston's upcoming schedule only intensifies the drama. They head first to Kansas City, where a potent Royals lineup has thrived against teams with overconfident pitching staffs. From there, it's a coastal haul to San Diego, where the Padres, buoyed by a dynamic young core, have emerged as one of baseball's most entertaining clubs. No sooner do the Red Sox return home than they face down the Astros, a team that, despite this recent sweep, remains one of the fiercest competitors in the American League West. Facing them twice in 6 days tests both Boston's rotation depth and their ability to send relievers back on short rest. Next comes Fenway Park, where the Marlins and Orioles will visit. The Marlins, masters of surprise runs, have caught fire thanks to a rookie sensation in a bullpen
DH tonight. 0-1.
that refuses to surrender leads. The Orioles, despite an uneven first half, continue to showcase power hitters in a rotation with 3 arms capable of shutting down potent offenses. To close out August, and to set the tone for the stretch run, Boston will host the New York Yankees for a pivotal 4-game series. The Brooks-Robinson series, the rivalry's latest incarnation, carries weight far beyond mere bragging rights. It may determine who has home field advantage in any potential wildcard round. Fan reaction has turned into a tidal wave of optimism. Red Sox Nation, long accustomed to occasional disappointments, has embraced this run with a fervor usually reserved for October. Social media feeds brim with highlight clips of diving catches, walk-off celebrations, and big swings against elite arms. Merchandise vendors have struggled to keep up with demand for shirts proclaiming Sox in the hunt or Fear the Green. Local sports radio hosts devote entire hours to debating how many games Boston can realistically win in the final 6 weeks, with predictions ranging from 18-8 to a staggering 21-5. Even national pundits who once dismissed the club as a pretender now warn opposing teams to prepare accordingly. Within opposing dugouts, chatter hints at real concern. Pitching coaches pore over film to uncover flaws in Boston's hitters' swings, hoping to find an exploitable tendency. Bullpens are being saved for critical games against the Red Sox, potentially leaving rival managers vulnerable in earlier series. Analytics departments scramble to quantify whether this hot streak is sustainable or a statistical anomaly bound to regress. Whatever the verdict, the universal consensus is clear. Don't underestimate these Red Sox. Behind the scenes, the front office is no doubt fielding calls about contract extensions and arbitration projections. With Roman Anthony and Trevor Story playing at such high levels, discussions about locking them up for the long term are underway. Insider reports suggest negotiations may accelerate if Boston continues to play at this clip, keen to avoid a bidding war come off-season. That kind of long-term commitment, layered on an already impressive playoff push, signals a franchise intent on more than a one-off run. It hints at a dynasty in the making. Equally important is the managerial approach that has steered this ship. The skipper, known for his quiet confidence and unwavering faith in analytics, has struck a balance between data-driven decisions and old-school baseball instincts. He's avoided overworking his starters, trusting the bullpen to shoulder the load when necessary. He's shuffled batting orders to exploit matchups, yet never hesitated to stick with hot hitters regardless of handedness. His message, play each pitch, one inning at a time, has permeated the clubhouse, calming nerves and focusing minds. As August gives way to September, every at-bat carries extra weight. A slashed single down the line, a diving catch in shallow right, a perfectly executed double steal. These moments, once lost in a long season, now feel magnified. Each win pushes Boston closer to a division lead they haven't held since 2018, rekindling memories of that electric summer before the heartbreak of the playoffs. This year, however, the players have made it clear they refuse to let opportunities slip away. It remains to be seen whether the Red Sox can maintain this extraordinary level of play. Baseball history is littered with teams that promise fireworks in August only to flicker out come October. Yet this group, built on a combination of youthful exuberance and veteran poise, seems uniquely equipped to stave off the usual end-of-season pitfalls. Injuries have been minimal, key players have stayed hot, and clubhouse camaraderie feels palpable. When one falters, another steps up. The rest of the league is well aware that this is no mirage. The phrase MLB is terrified of the Red Sox may sound like hyperbole to casual fans, but within scouting meetings and front office war rooms, there's genuine apprehension about what these players are capable of achieving. Underestimate their balanced lineup and deep pitching staff at your own peril. They are not merely riding the highs of a hot streak. They are forging an identity as one of the toughest, most adaptable clubs in baseball. Looking ahead to the postseason, if Boston secures even a wild card spot, and all signs point to them doing so, they will enter October with momentum few teams can match. Home field advantage, tantalizing though it is, matters less than the confidence each player has gained over these past 5 weeks. They have learned, through adversity and triumph, that they can win in a variety of ways. They can pound the ball out in quick rallies, grind through low-scoring affairs, or lean on their bullpen to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Should the Red Sox hoist the division banner at the end of September, it will mark the culmination of a remarkable turnaround, a testament to the organization's faith in its players and the players' belief in themselves. Even if they settle for a wild card berth, they will stride into the postseason as a balanced, battle-tested group capable of toppling any opponent. And that, more than anything else, is why every team in the American League is looking over its shoulder, wondering if this is the year Boston finally reclaims its rightful place at the top. No one knows exactly how this story will end. Playoff baseball has a way of humbling even the most dominant clubs. Yet one thing is certain. The Boston Red Sox have arrived in late 2025 as a force to be reckoned with. And if the rest of Major League Baseball isn't terrified of them already, they will be by the time the leaves begin to fall and the chants of "Let's Go, Sox" echo Fenway Park under the bright lights of October.